Well, the eyes of the political world are focusing on New Hampshire as presidential candidates battled it out in our country's first primary. The races are grabbing attention, not in the form of headlines, but spectators who travel to the Northeast just to see it firsthand. Polls are set to close soon, and right now we want to head to Manchester, New Hampshire. That's where we find NBC6 reporter Steve Litz with more on how people are traveling to get a glimpse of the presidential candidates. How about it, Steve?
Hey, Juan, good evening. First, let's talk about voter turnout. Impressive even for veteran poll workers here at this voting site. 50% voter turnout. People are still showing up, and so that number is likely to go higher. And Juan, today we met several people today, not tourists, rather political junkies who couldn't wait for the primaries to happen in their state, and so they came here.
It's rough and tumble on the campaign trail, especially for this person in a robot costume mocking Senator Marco Rubio, who has been the target of much criticism for repeating talking points. About 500,000 people are voting in the nation's first primary, but not Edward Anderson. He lives in Connecticut, and he drove up just for the theater of it all.
It's just nice to feel like you're part of the process. I don't know. In Connecticut, my vote doesn't matter. In Connecticut, I don't know where Florida is. I think Florida's votes matter. But in Connecticut, we don't vote till April 28th. I feel really disenfranchised.
America is paying close attention to this election, and people around the world are too. This news crew is reporting for an Australian network. Inez Pohl is working for German TV, broadcasting to some 30 countries.
The next president of the United States in this world, with all these problems, that's important. That's what people want to know, and they want to know who candidates are pretty much successful or not.
Candidates were in and out of polling places today, shaking hands and pushing for those last-minute undecided voters.
It has been interesting to watch. It has been somewhat entertaining with the characters that we have, from Bernie Sanders to Donald Trump. I mean, it couldn't be a broader cross-section of opinion and personalities.
Polls here in New Hampshire close in about 45 minutes, and so after months and months of talk, the voting has begun, and barring some crazy, unforeseen circumstance, we should have winners tonight. Live in Manchester, New Hampshire, I'm Steve Litz, NBC6 News.
Steve, thanks for that live report.